First, ask yourself, is your business ready to start bidding successfully? So here are a couple of questions that you have to ask yourself. First and foremost, if you are pre-revenue, if you have not started your business yet, here's some things that you need to consider. First of all, is your business properly registered? Because when you start to actually go into these different portals, the first thing they're going to want to know is does your company have a formal structure? Which means, are you registered as an LLC, an S Corp, a sole proprietor? Do you have an EIN? Do you have any government registration? Before you can even see the bid, they're going to want to know, do you have a formal structure? If you do not have a formal structure, if your business is not properly registered, then you can probably I can help you and point you in the right directions to start to try to get this registration, which means that there are a ton of free resources through the SBA. The SBA helped me tremendously getting my business set up. So, and this is free. This is all free. So you can go to the SBA, print out everything. Well, I still print. I'm old school. You can look up everything or search up, like the young kids say. You can search up everything that you need, and you can get your business registered. Another thing, before you can even put in a bid, you have to have the right insurance company coverage. Okay, I'm a consultant. So when I first started putting in bids, they wanted me to have auto liability. They wanted me to have cybersecurity. They wanted me to have professional owners and errors and admissions. They wanted me to have all this insurance. I'm like, I'm working from home. Why do I need this? But that's part of doing business. That's the cost of doing business. So you have to have the right insurance coverage in place. Most public and private agencies will require minimum insurance coverage to do business with them. And that's just a risk mitigation. So that's table stakes. A lot of them will require $500,000 professional liability. Some require $1 million. The monthly payments are not that high. You can go online. You can get an insurance broker to quote you. It's just the cost of doing business. If you want to participate in this process, you have to get that insurance coverage. Also, do you have a professional online presence? When I was out there looking for that PR firm, I went to websites. I vetted companies first. If you are a PR firm, you need to have a professional presence. You can't represent another company if your company is not looking professional. So the first thing that procurement officer is going to do is look you up on LinkedIn, and they're going to look you up on your website. So if you do not have a professional online presence and you're not clearly articulating who you are and what you stand for online, they're probably not going to do business with you. So please make sure that you have a clear, current, and professional website. There are a ton of tools that can give you a free or low-cost website. And a lot of times these AI tools, you just type in what you are, who you are, or upload something, and it can print you output a website in seconds. So please make sure you have a professional online website. Do you have a capability statement? If you're working in the government space, this is a piece of paper that they're going to ask you for. If you don't know what it means, they're going to say, well, if you don't know what a capability statement is, you're probably not ready for this. A capability statement is just a one-page summary of who your business is, and there is a structure that the government agencies like to see. And we can definitely help you develop one and share one with you. But a capability statement is like your company's resume, but it's formatted for government to share within government agencies. So again, it's a one page. You can format it however you want. I've seen some that are super fancy, and I've seen some that are super simple. But as long as they have the required information on there, they just want your company data, who you are, what sets you apart from other companies. You need to have that, and you need to be able to share that. A lot of times, when I first 2 years ago, we were passing out paper. Now people have them where they can scan them. I have mine on my website. So if agencies are looking at me, they can go directly to my website and see my capability statement. So your capability statement needs to be ready and available, and that summary needs to be telling the person that's reading it exactly who you are in 30 seconds. So definitely you need to have that capability statement. Do you understand procurement language? I've try to not make it a habit to spout out acronyms, but it's a habit. But can you define what an RFP is, an RFQ, an RFI, set asides, NACE codes? If that's foreign to you, it's fine. It's foreign to everybody when you're first starting out. But as you start to move into the space, these are going to be terms, phrases, and acronyms that are used frequently. And when you're reading the solicitations, the bid solicitations, this is the language that they're going to be speaking. Do you know how they apply to you? So if you have an RFI, do you know how to respond versus an RFQ? If not, it's fine. We can help you with that. Do you know where your NACE codes are? NACE codes are basically like your product codes, or they identify to the government what services or products that you sell. You need to be able to identify those, because when you register with the government, they want to know, what do you sell? Tell me what your NACE codes are so we know what solicitations to push out to you, and how to respond to you if we need to communicate. Are you certified to compete for contracts, for set-aside contracts? And that means if you've ever heard of woman-owned business, veteran-owned business, minority-owned business, all those types of contracts, you have to have those certifications in order to compete for those. So I just recently renewed my woman-owned small business certification. And when I renewed my woman-owned certification, I also got economically disadvantaged woman-owned certification. Never thought to get that before, but when I was looking at the requirements, I said, hey, I'll try. So with that economically disadvantaged woman-owned certification, with just that one certification, I was able to access free resources and training. If I didn't have it, the training would have cost me like $700. I was able to get it for free. So you never know what benefits you can have just by getting certain certifications. And now I'm able to apply for what's called the 8A program. I don't think they are taking new applicants for 8A right now, but in the future, they may be able. 8A allows you to win contracts with the federal government without bidding. So once they open up 8A again, I may be able to qualify for 8A. So you never know. Are you actively networking with buyers? So that's very important. Bidding is only one lever that you need to pull in this space. Getting to know buyers, getting to know who they are, and having them reach out to you and say, hey, we're going to be putting up a solicitation soon, or having them contact you to get information and resources is very important. The more they get to know you, the more they're going to start saying, hey, when they need something, they're going to reach out to you. I was telling a story when I was in corporate buying, that when I first started, they wanted me to buy chemicals for refineries. And I had no clue. I was buying more like IT, I was buying advertising, and then they switched me to buying chemicals. And one company in particular reached out to me, and they met with me every week to educate me on that process. We had two companies that provided us with the chemicals. The one company that was reaching out to me all the time, anytime we needed something, that's the company I would reach out to. The other company, not so much. So whenever we needed new services or new products, I would reach out to the company who was educating me on stuff. And that's how it works with procurement officers. The more top of mind you are, the more they're going to engage with you. So networking with buyers is very important. And then, are you starting with contracts that you can actually deliver? So you don't want to jump right into the federal space and try to win a big defense contract and you can't deliver. Because once you get a bad reputation in government contracting and you get disbarred, or you get a bad report, it's very, very hard to build up on that and try to repair that. So it's always good that you try to go after contracts that you know you can deliver on. Don't try to say, well, I'll win it and then try to make it up in the back end. No, make sure that you can deliver upon day one, because they're going to be expecting that you can deliver upon that contract, and you sign agreements that says that you can.